In 2023, I was defending my title at the Nigerian Women's Chess Championship. After a big win in round one, I faced woman candidate master Sandra Armude in round two. I mean, I played a blunder and I was completely losing, but I refused to quit. Just like in life, chess reminds us that one mistake doesn't have to decide the outcome. And this game is a story of fighting back. And the game started with the move b3. Now, this is the last attack, and the usual idea of this opening is to put the bishop on b2 and try to control the center of the board using the bishop without having to commit most of your pawns during the opening. Right? In the opening, there are a few things you want to do. You want to control the center, develop your pieces, right, and castle. These are the basic principles. Well, I was well prepared for this move. So after the move b3, I just continued with d5. She played bishop b2. And here I had a surprise move that I wanted to play. I played a surprise move here. I played bishop g4. Now, my idea of bishop g4 was pretty simple. Pretty much simple. I'm a simpleton, I'll say. If she plays the nines here, I'll just take off the nines. And now the knight no longer helps the bishop to control e5. And if she plays f3 here, which is also what I want, I can just move my bishop back to f5. And now she's unable to get e4 in, because after e4, I just take. And after pawn takes, my bishop is going to take back. And I'll be an extra pawn up. And also, if you notice in this position, the knight finds it very difficult to join the game, because knight h3 here looks very, very strange. First thing, you don't want to move your pieces away from the center of the board. And also, I can just take the knights. And after she takes back, even if I get e6 in, this queen check coming in looking very nasty. And the king doesn't have the Freddy pawn kind of protecting him. One thing you don't want to do in the opening, pushing your f pawn, I call this the Freddy pawn. So, okay, let's go back. The game continued. After bishop g5, she actually played the move f3. And after f3, I went bishop f5. And here she played d4. I got bishop e6 in, trying to get more of my pieces out. And then she played c4. c4, pretty good move here, decent. Still fighting for the center of the board, right? And I played knight f6. And she played e3. And look at this, she's having trouble here getting the knights into the game. Now she has to play e3. So after this, I played a move here that on second thought, I don't think I would have played this move now. If I was playing like back then, I'm playing it now, I don't think I would have gone for this move, because this move kind of goes against most of the opening. It goes against one of the opening principle, which is you don't want to move a piece twice in the opening. I'd move this piece already and played knight h5. My idea, my thinking then was after knight h5, I'm threatening queen h4 check. And after queen h4's check, she's just going to, if she blocks, I can take with my knight. And then there's a pin on this rook after pawn takes back. So here I'd seen that after g4, I can simply go queen h4 check. And because of this pin, my knight can just come here to win this rook. So she played the move queen d2, of course, seeing the idea. She wants to play after queen check. Now she wants to protect with a queen instead, which it's a better option. So I continued knight c6, and then she played g4. g4 here doesn't quite work. It looks like she's attacking my two pieces, right? And looks like I'm going to lose one. But the good thing is my bishop can take this knight, so I have time. I had calculated that I had more time to take this, and if I just take this and she takes back, I can simply save my knights. Or if I take this, if after taking she takes the knight, my bishop can simply go back to f5. And look at this pawn, it's kind of very stuck up the board, right? So I thought I was still doing fine here. And then I played bishop b1, bishop takes b1. She played rook takes, and then bishop here, pinning the queen, forcing them to play bishop c3. So they played bishop c3, and queen h4 check. This was where I kind of made a mistake or kind of messed up the move order here. After queen check, right? Now the best continuation here after queen check and after the king moves away is just simple knight here. And this is pinned. And she can't take because if she takes this, I simply get the rook. And probably if she tries to pin this for whatever reason, and also attacking this, if she tries to, like, let's say pin this for whatever reason, I can simply get this bishop for free. But I've done a little miscalculation here. And after queen h4 check, she played king d1. Instead of playing the immediate 9g3 here, I went for bishop takes. Bishop takes c3, queen takes, and now 9g3, threatening to win this. And then she played queen e1. Immediately she played queen e1, I realized that, oh my goodness, I've made a mistake. I was going to lose a piece here because now I can't simply just move my knights away, right? If I take the rook, she just gets my queen for free. And my knight has no safe squares to go to that also protects the queen. The only square that the knight protects the queen from is here. And that puts the knight in danger. So here, in a fit of panic, I just quickly played knight f5 and I lost the piece. But here, my position was still so good that I was doing okay here, right? Because I still had a quiet move here. Now I think if you find this move, if you can pause your screen for like 2 minutes or 1 minute to try and find this move. If you find this move and see the idea behind this move, then I promise you're going to be a good chess player. The best move here is actually queen h6. That's a strange looking move though, I'll say, because after queen h6, am I not simply losing this? I mean, if pawn takes, obviously, I get the rook. But queen can just simply take the knight, right? Think about it for a minute. But the idea of queen h6 is now I can take this pawn in the center. And now there's no way because I have my queen and my knight attacking this pawn. I get 2 pawns as compensation for a piece. Although you want an extra pawn, 3 pawns for a piece is a better compensation because the pawn is 1 point each. And the knight is 3, right? But because of the way my pieces are very active and a king is not very safe, I still have an okay position here. Here, if you turn on the engines say here that it's 0.5 advantage for white, meaning white is still not winning. It's a very difficult position to defend against. But this is why even when you're having a bad position, you should just try and relax and take a deep breath and don't play the first move that comes to your mind, because sometimes there might be still something in the position. I missed queen h6 here and I played knight f5 and in a fit of panic, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just lost the piece. What am I doing? And here I was in full-blown panic mode, but although I didn't let it show on my face, but after knight f5, I tell you, I just took a deep breath. I'm like, okay, I've lost a piece. What's the worst that can happen now? I'm just going to keep playing on, forgive myself and move on. So she took the nines, of course. If she takes the queen, of course, I'll just take back with my nines and I'll be happy that, oh, I didn't lose a piece. But of course, she's a woman candidate master. Like I said, she's not going to fall for that. She took the nines and then the game continued. After taking the nines, of course, I'm not going to just trade queens here. If I trade queens, it just makes her win the game easily. And whenever you're down material, one thing you want to not do, one thing you don't want to do is trade pieces, because trading pieces just takes off the pressure of your opponents and makes it very easy for them to just convert the game. So I played queen g5, definitely trying to keep the queens on the board. She played take on f takes e6, and here I thought to myself that okay, I can simply just take the pawn back. But I thought about piece activity. One important thing you want to think about is piece activity when you're playing, how to get all your pieces into the game. Now, if you notice, my ninth is active. My second rook is going to get active in one move, or one of my rooks. If I just castle, I castle this way or this way. And this bishop is not out. This knight is not out. This rook is not out. And as white, she has 3 pieces that are undeveloped. So I just thought, I'm already losing, but one thing I can make up for is just try to get active pieces. So I castled long, getting my rook into the game. And then she played king c2. King c2. I'm not exactly sure why she played that. Maybe she was just trying to get her king to safety. And then I played bringing my rook last, my last rook into the game. So I played rook e8 here. And then she played f4, attacking my queen. Pretty okay move. And I played queen h5 check. Simple. I just wanted to check her and pick up my pawn. And then she played king c3. King c3 seemed like a very strange move to me. I mean, a more natural move looked like king b2, just move the king and manually castle him to the queen side, and it looks very safe here. But king c3 looks like he just puts the king in more potential for more danger. Okay, so after she played that, I just took my pawn. Now taking this pawn with tempo, hitting on this pawn next, that I've gotten one pawn back. She plays bishop g2, and then I took on c4. My idea, of course, trying to open up the king, because one way to try and even win this game would be to get an attack on the king. And then she played b takes c4. I played queen takes e3 check. Now I see that after this check, right, I get this pawn, and that's 2 pawns, almost 3 pawns. And I should have a fine position. I shouldn't have a problem going into the end game here, because now I'm getting pawns as compensation for the piece that I just lost. Of course, she took back. Rook takes. King d2 attacking my rook, not a move I can ignore. So I played rook a3, threatening to take this pawn again with a check. So she played bishop h3 check, a move I never really understood. Maybe, okay, after this check, she didn't want to lose her bishop or something, and then I moved my king, and then d5, attacking my knight, played knight a5, threatening to take on c4 with a check, played rook c1, of course, protecting that, and I played rook takes a2, check. The king went to c3. c3, I got rook e8, trying to bring my last rook in to check and attack the king, and now stopping this knight from joining the game, because anytime the knight comes here, I just get check and I pick it up. So she played king d3, stopping rook check, and I played knight b3 here, attacking the rook, threatening rook check here, and she played rook f1. And here at this point, we were both down on time. I clearly remember we're having like 1 minute on the clock each, and we still had to notate because it's a classical match and it had like 30 seconds added. And here, I missed a very crucial move that would have led to checkmate. You know, my calculations then, I just quickly calculated, but I totally missed this one. But after rook check here, I just calculated after king here, she's going to attack both of my pieces, and then I'll probably lose one of them. I'll have to save my rook and lose the knight. But I had missed that after rook check, after king here, I had rook check again. And now she cannot touch the knight because it's protected. And the king has to come here. And now after a5, she's just getting checkmated. Now I can play this quiet c6. This move is very interesting, because after this, she has to take. And I simply have knight c5 check. Knight c5 check, the only move here that's safe for the king, cannot come here. Or if the king comes here, I get rook check. Same thing. After rook check, they have to take this. And this is simply checkmate. And if she goes back, say after this check, it takes this pawn. The same thing, rook check. King has to come here. And after rook check, if they take, it's still checkmate. If they don't take, they come here, still checkmate. And I've missed the sequence. I couldn't believe myself. Okay, and then she played, and then I instead, because in a fit of trying to set up the checkmate that I'd seen, I played a5 first, which is a bit slow. And after a5, here she played, she just got her knight out, now stopping me from even having this rook check. And I regretted I didn't give this rook check immediately. But the game went on. We played on for a while, although at this time we're playing pretty badly because we're both down on time pressure. And I played 9 checks, she went up, I went back, giving check. I realized I had a perpetual here. And I started thinking that, oh, should I take the draw? Because my name is Perpetual anyways. But I just started thinking, yeah, like, should I go for the draw? I'm like, okay, I looked at the time. I saw that she had less time. Maybe I could play for the time. So I refused to go for the draw. I brought my last rook in. She played this. Although here, I'm not having a good position pretty much. She played here, got her rook out. The king started marching up towards the board. And here, this was a mistake. I shouldn't have given this check because that allowed the king to step up. But I was going to lose this pawn either ways. Maybe a better move would have been to just chase off the knights here. And then I played pawn check. She moved. Here, pretty much, you're not going to like the moves you see because we're both playing for time. And she played her rook. Game went on. She doubled up. And here, I think I was getting smoked. But eventually, she played this move and I just looked, her timer dropped and she had lost on time. But it was a very strange win and we both had our chances and missed it. But one important thing this game taught me is that you need to remember that when you lose a piece, most people just hold on to things, right? Oh my god, I can't forgive myself. Did I just lose a piece? Let go of it immediately and continue with the game. And after the game, you can beat yourself up over it. But during the game, don't beat yourself up. Let go of your mistakes and just continue and try to have a fighting spirit, right? With chess, the results, the only thing that matters is the results, right? And sometimes I've heard a lot of people say, I was winning, but but you didn't win the game. So maybe my next lesson, I'm gonna share something about something another game taught me. But if you like this game, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Maybe we could have more analysis and more games like this.